friends, for example, that I heard some examples. So when I was living was that in my mind, I'm going abroad where I should be able to adapt to the reality there and to trying to blend in the society.
Amazing. Thank you very much for that, because I can see that this is a mindset issue. Before you came in, you had an open mind, and you're going to a society. Why go there if you don't like what they're doing there? If you don't like the people and the culture? So I have a rider to that question. Let me tell you the fear of a lot of, should I say African parents? But I can talk of
Yeah.
Nigeria. Let me talk about Nigeria. I
Mhm.
don't know
It's
how.
Africa bigger. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. Let me say Nigeria, but I don't know if other Africans feel like that. Do you know that a lot of parents? Okay, I'm a father to two young children in their 20s already. Okay, and I won't say me, but a lot of parents, they are kind of apathetic. They are worried. They are very anxious that their children might get married. Not every parent. Their children might get married to people like Caucasians, like, let me use the word white people. I don't want to be racial here, but that's the worry. Sometimes they would feel like, okay, once that child is married to someone that is of another race, that child is lost. You understand? I'm just telling you, I don't know about other parts of Africa. It may not be every parent,
Okay.
but I know that a lot of Nigerian parents feel that way. So I'm not being absolute here. But relatively speaking, a lot of them feel that way, that it's like that child is lost to that, by getting married, because they may never come back home to integrate or go back home. And even from dating, the parent starts looking, well, is he bringing home? Who is he dating or something like that? You are married to, I don't know to say Caucasian or a white person. What's the experience been? And what will you say to parents who are just so pent up, who are just so kind of over anxious about their children or family getting married to people from other races? And what has been
It's
your,
just because those parents grow up in Africa, so they're coming here with a baggage, with a background already, right? If they were born here, they will not have that reaction.
excuse me, if they were born here, they won't have that kind of reaction. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you come from a different society, I grew up in Africa, right? So you all you are very difficult. I mean, no, not very difficult. It's easy. No, not that one. It's not easy for you to really adapt to the new society if you don't have an open mind, right? The parents have to sit and say, like I mentioned earlier, you came here. Why did you came here, right? So the same thing for which you came here, hey, your kids will have that, right? Because you want to give your kid to have more opportunities, getting a job, but at the same
Does that
time,
opportunity include marrying white women?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we found that. Don't push me there. You came here.
They want them to have other opportunities, but leave that one alone.
You want to get the money from here, the juice and the butter from here. But at the same time, you don't, you
They
don't want
want
to
to
leave anything.
eat their cake and
You
have it.
don't want to leave anything.
Don't marry Oyibo.
So the problem I think is at the parent level. I think they're gonna have to get it. To try to adapt themselves, or having an open mind. It's more, everything is culture related. Don't see it as a color of skin. Myself, I see everything culture related. If we take, it's for example, kids are growing up here, no matter the color of the skin, because of the color, because of the culture, they react in the same way. It's the way it is. So for me, the culture is more important than the color of the skin, for example.
Absolutely. See, you just took me to a very important aspect, which is the culture shock. Because the fear is that of assimilation, being absorbed into Western culture, and then the more the Africans get absorbed, the more the identity crisis happens in the long run, because especially for those who migrated, you have situated it that those who are born here, they grow up here, everything is here, they understand, their mindset is here. But not everybody was born here. And even if they are born
Yeah,
here, they
yeah,
were
yeah.
not born here by parents who were born here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because okay, I will take you an example, right? I know a family from Ivory Coast. They move here with the kids, and one day I got a call from the mom, and she was like, "Oh, by the way, I want you to talk to my kid because he has this girl, and that girl, she doesn't care. She gets in the bed in this bedroom from the window and all those things."
From the window.
So, yeah, because the girl know that the parent will not open the door. So the boy put a ladder outside, and then she get inside. She
Oh
get
my God.
inside, right?
These
So they
children.
call me and they're like, "Okay, I want you to talk to my kid," and so on. So I know what was the problem, but at the same time, I cannot tell them directly, "Hey, guys, try to understand the logic happening here," because at the same time you're going through a crisis, the kid as well is going through a crisis too, because he's between those two realities, and what he's facing is his friend at the school. He spend more time with his friend at the school than you parents, because the parent will wake up in the morning and go for work, and they're gonna spend almost the entire day there, right? Meanwhile, the kid will hang up with the kids who were born here having the American culture. He will, to not look like an outsider, he will try to blend. So he will start reacting like them. It's you to understand that the kid is going through his own struggle. He cannot be here and maintain the reality on Africa. How do you ask that to him?
He can't be here and maintain the reality of Africa. Ooh, that's very, very conk.
I mean, what do you ask him? I mean, why you ask him that? So try to make the things easy, try to get the girl, try to know the girl, instead of letting her go through the window. Open the door.
That window thing gets me each time you mention it. Honestly, it's the first time in my entire life I'm hearing that. Somebody goes through the window.
Because definitely the girls here, when they want you, they will get you.
The girls here, when they want you,
They will
they
get
get
you.
you. Mm. I hope African parents are listening. So that, like you said, they got to change their mindset and they got to bring themselves to understand what the issues are and how it works
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Well, let me recover from the laughter of this girl passing
Okay.
through the window. You see, because what you are saying is germane. Let's dwell a little here, because this culture shock, for people like us, is identity crisis and culture shock,
Mm-hmm.
two of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm in my middle age, I'm in my early 50s.
Mm-hmm.
I got here when I was already, you know,
I thought. Yeah.
adult. And even though you have told us to at least be open-minded, I don't know how open my mind can
It's
be.
yeah. It's tough.
It has already been programmed, which is okay. I am original. That's my originality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And location doesn't really change some things, especially when it is ingrained in you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had to battle the culture shock. I don't have an identity crisis. I know who I am. But our
Yeah.
children, they didn't fall from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
We gave birth to them. They
Mm-hmm.
are going to give birth to other people too.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the complexity of being lost in quotes now. It's a reality, to be candid. Because now it's like some generations, okay, if it's looking like once you migrate, anything can happen. You
Mm-hmm.
could now have the next generation of you and generations after them overseas. abroad, in diaspora, self-exiled, and you are cut off from your background, from your origin. That looks like, to me, it doesn't. It's like a risk, and I don't think it's a palatable
Yeah.
solution altogether. How do
Okay.
you find the balance?
Okay. Let's say we have kids here, right? Okay. You have to. I think it can be expensive, but you have to get the chance to the kid to go back with you in a vacation, for example.
Thank you.
Maybe every 2 or 3 years, go there, show them the reality, show them where you're coming from, and then they will notice that, huh, this is where daddy was born, and this is where he is. So they will appreciate what they have already, and maybe that can push them to fight harder to get a better position in society, right? They will not end up doing drugs like most of the kids that we're seeing here. You have to show to the kids, let's go to Africa, let's go see the parents, let's go see how people live. Some you're gonna have to, this is why I left, and so on. Maybe those kind of reality can make the kid more understanding instead of just getting upset, yell at him, and trying, I mean, again, those back and forth traveling can be expensive.
Can be
So
expensive.
sometime when you don't have the means, you all end up stuck in here. It's only the parents going back home, and it's not bringing the kids.
And there's a
You know,
disconnect. That's my worry.
yeah,
That's my
yeah,
concern. There's a disconnect, and that lost. Before we had lost sheep of Israel. Now we don't know which sheep is gonna lost next. That disconnect, because ultimately some people have to build Africa. I brought a guest here, and he said, "Look, Jimmy, this is not going to happen in this generation. Our own, maybe not in our own children's generation." It broke my heart, but maybe he's saying the truth. But he said, "But we have to go back and start the process because these things
okay,
didn't get messed up." All right, go ahead. You wanted to say something?
yeah. I saw something a few days ago on the web. Okay, about this movement of going back to Africa, and the guy was like, they want us to go back, but at the same time they ask for visa.
Visa. Oh, okay. From people who earlier migrated. Okay,
Yeah.
to enter the.
No, yeah. I mean, if you end up having your kid here, they end up being U.S. citizens.
That
When they're
is so
going back,
true.
visa. We should
Oh,
find a mechanism to say, okay, let's open the door to those people. Don't let's make it easier
maybe
for them to
African
come back and do it and so on.
parentage. I get your point. Maybe like you and I, our kids should not even need a visa to get back to our country.
Yeah,
Maybe, I
because
see.
of the connection we have there. So those kind of things. But the society and the world is divided in the way that we all follow a sort of rule. Okay, if they ask me for visa, I should ask them visa too, But if you see a FO coming to Cote d'Ivoire, by the way, FO is Ivorian. I mean, and why
Absolutely.
he doesn't need to provide a
But
visa?
what if
I
they
mean,
change their name?
that's-
What if they change to like Stevens, like you said, and it's not Stephen Efo? All right. All right.
all right,
Before we leave
but
there, go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
okay, no, but again, it will be. Your friend mentioned that, and I think is right. One generation, two generation here, I don't think that those people will go back to Africa and do stuff, right? Because what they know, even though they have our skin color, but what they know is the society in which they live, is where they have friends, where they have parents. Tomorrow they go to Africa, they will be like a tourist there,
Stranger. They will be like
and a
tourists.
stranger, and people will call them, "Oh, see this American."